In 2009, an author by the name of James Dashner wrote a book called The Maze Runner. Maybe you've heard of it or seen the movie. The basic plot is that a group of boys are stuck in a garden-like park called the Glade. The Glade is surrounded by gigantic walls. Outside of the walls is a huge maze. If anyone wants to get out of the Glade, they have to find their way out through the maze. Here's the catch. The maze changes every day. To make it harder, they only have a limited number of hours to run the maze every day before the huge doors separating the maze and the Glade shut. The closing doors is actually a good thing, since at night while the maze is changing, killer creatures called grievers are let loose to roam the maze, killing anyone or anything it meets. Okay, so what's the point of all this? What's the point of this lesson? Well, a select few are chosen to be maze runners. These brave souls run the maze every day looking for an escape route, mapping out the maze and all its many configurations. How does this tie into our lesson about becoming a lifelong learner? How successful would the maze runners be if at the first or second false turn or dead end they ran into, they became discouraged, lost self-confidence, and decided they wanted to quit? This is the fourth dead end I ran into today. I stink. I'm no good at this. I'll never be good at solving this maze. If the runners had that response every time they made a mistake or wrong turn, they would never be very successful. In order to eventually solve the maze, the runners would have to make many mistakes. They would have to run into dead ends, make wrong turns, and fail day after day, all as a part of the learning process. Here's the connection. Life, and specifically becoming a successful adult, is like that maze. It's full of twists and turns. Since you've never been an adult before, there are many new situations, challenging, difficult situations you will run into as you map out what you need to do to be a successful, responsible adult. Similarly, just like the maze that changed every night in the book, situations that affect your future will always be changing. Sometimes situations will change overnight. What do we mean by that? Well, new industries may pop up in the next 4 years that don't even exist today. Industry that requires specific skills that aren't even being taught in schools today. New laws could be passed that affect industries and jobs. Some jobs may become obsolete in the next 5 years. So the skills and training for those jobs also become obsolete. Some people wake up one day only to go to work and find out they've been laid off. Overnight, they might realize they need to learn new skills. Just because you're getting an education now doesn't mean you won't need to learn new things in the future. So this lesson really is about becoming a lifelong learner. This lesson also explains why lifelong learners will always have an edge over those who think learning is over once they've left school. We'll look at the key skills or qualities that the maze runners needed to persist in their assignment. We'll see how those same skills or qualities will also allow you to be consistently successful as an adult. This week's assignment: write down the skills or qualities you think a maze runner would need to be successful. Then, throughout this week, see if you have or need to develop some of the skills and qualities that the successful maze runners possessed.